Hello. This is a recorded version of one of 6 town hall meetings that took place on Wednesday, May the 18th at PSC Industrial Outsourcing's corporate offices in Houston, Texas. The topic of discussion in the town hall meetings was a pay cycle change that will take place in August of this year. On the agenda, we discussed who was affected by the change, why there is a change needed in the payroll cycle, the timing of the change, any mitigating financial impact, and then we also went through a hypothetical demo. So who's affected by this change? Salary exempt employees. These are employees that are paid on a salary basis that are not eligible for overtime payments under the Fair Labor Standards Act. Salaried non-exempt employees are also affected. These are employees that are also paid on a salary basis, but they are eligible for overtime payments under the Fair Labor Standards Act. Why should we make a change in the payroll cycle? First and foremost, it's better for our employees. Currently, salaried employees who are eligible for overtime that are paid on a current basis have to wait 2 weeks to be paid overtime. In the new pay cycle, they will only experience a 1-week delay. Also, in the new pay cycle, it will be a great deal less confusing. All regular time hours and overtime hours will be on a single paycheck. Right now, overtime hours and regular time hours are broken up into 2 separate paychecks. And when employees have questions about their pay, it's very, very difficult to explain, and it's a very confusing experience for the employee. So we'd like to consolidate that and put all of the overtime and all of the regular time on one paycheck. This change will allow us to do that. The change is also better for PSC. The new pay cycle is an industry best practice. It will reduce overpayments. We will gain efficiencies in payroll through consolidation of process. And payroll will be more accurate, saving PSC money, but it will also give the employees a better payroll experience. And thirdly, and finally, the reason for the payroll change, mitigation of compliance risk. There are certain states that have enacted laws that require payment for time actually worked versus our current practice of paying employees based on estimates. So converting to this lag system or 1-week delayed system will help us to better follow federal, state, and local labor and employment laws. With regard to the timing of the change, a number of factors came into play, the most important of which is how will the timing of the change impact employees, taking into account the time of the month and the time of the year. So the change to the new pay cycle will occur on the first payday in August of 2016. The transition will occur in late summer, but still early enough in the year to minimize impact to holiday spending. The hope is that it wouldn't affect vacation spending, but at the same time, we wanted to make it early enough in the year so that it would minimize the impact to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mitigating the financial impact of the change. Employees affected by the change will be given the option of a payroll advance. This, we hope, will minimize the financial impact of the change. Opting in or opting out of the payroll advance that choice is completely yours. The company will not urge you to go in one direction or the other. The choice is yours completely. The payback period for the advance is either 4, 6, or 8 pay periods. So it can stretch between 2 and 4 months. So it's plenty of time to pay back the advance so as to not create an additional burden for the employee. If you take a look at this payroll calendar, and I apologize if it's a little bit small on your computer screen, but the change will take place on the 2 pay periods that occur, one on August the 5th and one on August the 12th. If you choose to opt in for the pay advance, if you notice the golden shaded cell on September 30th, on October 28th, and on November 25th, those 3 dates are markers for the 4 pay period, 6 pay period, and 8 pay period payback timeline. September 30th marks the end of a payback period if you chose to pay the advance back in 4 pay periods. October 28th is the marker for the 6 pay period payback timeline. And November 25th is the marker for the 8 pay period payback timeline. The corresponding green cells that come subsequent to August the 12th, they mark the very same thing, the 4, 6, and 8 pay period payback timeline. Now that we've talked about the change, the reasons for the change, what we really need to do is explore how it will impact you. During the town hall meetings, we used a Microsoft spreadsheet to demonstrate how this change might impact net pay. There's a second video that you can watch, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video so that you can look to see how the hypothetical calculator can help you come to a better understanding of how this change might impact you and your net pay in August and the weeks that follow. This essentially was the gist of the town hall meetings that took place on Wednesday the 18th. If you have any questions in regard to this, you can certainly contact your payroll advisor, whether that might be someone that works in the hub or whether it's someone who is actually in the payroll department at the corporate headquarters. They're all extremely well-versed on the why and the how we are affecting this change, and they are all also very familiar with the hypothetical calculator and should be able to answer any questions that you may have in regard to operating that. Thank you so much for your attention, and have a great rest of the day.